Oh, oh, hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Hertz here, hitting you back to back with another Asheron's Call video. Today I'm going to be taking you through a few more unfinished projects before we get to the real meat of my unreleased content. First, I brought us to see the Experimentation Ward rework that I was working on. This project was going to turn it into a 150 plus dungeon with fresh rewards and an optional raid. You may remember our quest giver here, she's the Hermits from Death's Allure. When last we left her, she decided to not kill herself. And the sweet new lore that she's sharing tells us all about how she went searching for a cure anyway for her curse, and wound up working here for the Viamontian Royal Society, only to be fired later by the new head of the facility, who's sort of a spoiled, snobbish son of a nobleman. And in short, she wants her revenge, and we're going to help her get it. And here we are at the drop of the dungeon. For those of you who don't know, this is the old Virindi Fort that was repurposed for the Experimentation Ward. As you can see, it's a little different from what's currently on Levistrus. There are some flow sharks and some hot spots, some cold water that had run down from above, as you will see here in a second. Up here, see some water flowing down, and lots of penguins. Come over here, we will see sort of an open door and some Rushk made their way in to help out the Hermit sabotage the Viamontians. Wasn't enough to get her in. Shut. And we're back. As I was saying, there's this open door here that we're going to need to close. The meltwater from above has been flowing down in here, flooding these entryway passages. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. If this were a real team running through, they would have to split apart to coordinate and shut the doors within a certain time frame to open this one. They have to be coordinated. And here we are. As you can see, when we close the doors in tandem, the water ceases to flow and drains away. And this door opens with a Viamontian expedition that comes out. We're going to attack them right now. Lots of eaters and other Viamontian knights. Nothing too fancy. And some Viamontian casters. I think this section probably needed to have a bit more to it. Maybe something a little more complicated, a mechanic of some kind, maybe to do with the casters. But as far as sort of a placeholder hallway filled with ads, I think it works. And once they're dead, the doors open. So we're going to come in here, and we're going to see this guy over here. He is Michelangelo the Quartermaster. And when we get close enough, he says he's been waiting for his hams. And then he realizes it's not us, and he flips the table over, and papers go everywhere. It attacks us, as you can see. It starts this encounter in this room. This is the Armory. I'm going to go ahead and just show you around. If you can see while I'm being attacked by these lovely eaters here. They've got sort of the different types of armor, and gauntlets, and helmets, and sort of the shield on the wall, and there's a painting somewhere. I thought there was a painting somewhere. Oh yes, up there. So there's a little bit of decoration. This encounter is sort of the first real encounter of the dungeon, as far as complicated mechanics go. We're going to get to that in a second. There are these ads, as you can see, the eaters. The ferocious eaters is just the regular kind. And then the flatulent eaters, which if you attack them, I believe they leave some fart gas that will eventually dissipate, and that serves as sort of a hot spot. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you these guys over here are Viamontian Dolobrandos. You can't target them. I suppose if you had them on V-Sense you could. But they are going to be killed only by our special mechanic, and I'm going to probably reset the fight here. Yeah, probably reset the fight here, just to give you a show. And as I said, I went ahead and cleared the room. I wanted to show you the thing that I made. It's a functional ballista, sort of, kind of. You'll see. And so if we move the ballista base, we can turn it from left to right, and back again, 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 and again, and again, as many times as we want. And we can tilt it up so that it's aimed up at the next tier, and again, we can go left and right, and left and right, and back down again if we like. Go over here. So you see that it works that way. There's ammunition back here in this little alcove, armor-piercing bolts, and some exploding tip bolts. And during the course of this fight, we're going to need to use the ballista to kill some monsters that can't be killed in any other way. And so during the fight, the group would have to help defend the ballista, and the players using it from the eaters, while a few players use the ballista, armed it and aimed it to kill the ads that are going to show up. Okay, so ready to fire the ballista. It's going to take 2 of these shots to kill the guy. The ammo is not terribly visible. I wanted to use a different setup, but there really wasn't anything I could find that looked good. All like regular spears, which would look a little bit better thrown, were thrown backwards. These will at least give you an idea of what it's supposed to look like. Crank the shaft. I'm just going to watch right here. There we go. Hit him once. Then we'll go ahead and add another. Crank the shaft. And hit him again. And he's dead. Right, so here we are in the second phase of the fight. As you can see, some Viamantian casters have spawned up here in little magic bubbles. You got the purple one on the left and the green one on the right. They're sort of charging their spells. If I were attackable right now, let me see if I can go attackable. Show you. May not work just now since I was unattackable when they were doing it, but essentially it's a bunch of lightning and acid spells will shoot down. And so the goal of the team here, they're on a little bit of a timer. They're going to want to destroy these bubbles and the thaumaturges inside before they get a chance to cast too many spells. Let's see, there's your lightning blast and your acid blast, and they're going to keep doing that. These guys are not affected by the armor-piercing bolts. They can only be killed by the explosive tip bolts because they've got their magic barrier. So I'm going to go ahead and go attackable off, so you can see a little better. Get these eaters off my butt. So readjust this. And to the right. Oops. That's to the left. Okay, that should be sort of aimed at that guy. Put on the explosive tip. Crank it. And fire. There we go. There we go. And you see a little bit of explosion, some smoke, and he dies. The explosion is too much, and it kills him inside his med. So the third phase of the fight is just Dolobrandos again in a different position, and I just wanted to show you real quick the mages when they come again. This is the fourth phase of the fight. They spawn sort of midair. I thought it looked cool, so I wanted to show you that before I smited them to death. And they're dead. Once they're dead, we have this rally cry guy here. He's got his little Viamantian standard, the bowl of Sanamar on it, and he does a little cheer emote now and again. And once some eaters spawn, hopefully you'll be able to see what he does. Occasionally he sends a signal to the eaters to buff themselves. There you go. You see the eaters have buffed themselves. So the players are going to want to kill him before he can buff too many eaters, or I guess keep the eaters killed before this phase of the fight starts, so there aren't too many getting buffed since he sort of just buffs on cheer. So I think this guy dies by regular armor-piercing bolts, maybe explosives. We'll give it a try here. Let's see. Explosives. Let's take out that. Crank at the shaft. And fire. As you can see from the explosion, eaters that get caught in the blast also die. The armor of the standard bearer repulsive attack. So yeah, we're going to need some armor-piercing bolts. I guess that makes sense. So I think just the eaters and the mages are vulnerable to the explosives. But knowing that you can shoot the eaters, and you can shoot the eaters with the explosive tip bolts, allows you to clear them a little bit more efficiently than you would be if you were just killing them. There we go. fire. I think it's probably going to take a couple to kill him. So, and kill some eaters as well. It wounded him, so we're going to load it up again. Fire again. Doesn't have a nice twang to it or anything like that, but it does what we need it to. And he's dead. Some Dolobrandos spawned again, so it looks like I'm going to take care of them. Just with some smites. Mages again. Dolobrandos again. Mages again. And Stater Bear again. And the final phase of the fight. This guy is sort of a shield bearer. And he's going to cast, as you can see, protects on all the eaters. I think in the finalized version, if I were ever to have completed it, he probably would not have cast so often. Same with the rally crier, so that it would give players sort of the opportunity to take him out before he buffed the eaters. I think right now the buffs aren't real significant anyway, the amount that they're adding to the eaters. But again, it's just sort of an interesting mechanic, I thought. And so this guy, again, is going to need armor-piercing bolts. I'm gonna have to lower the... For whatever reason, it's not hitting him. But if we just smite all, he'll die. The next door opens. And this leads us to... Fiametta is going to emote a little bit first through all the fart gas. I wouldn't sigh, Fiametta. You're going to breathe in all that delicious eater farts. Basically, she's saying that there are Fumes enslaved here by the Vimontians to help with their scientific work. That they would be able to open the door for us, but they certainly wouldn't open the door for her because she has made an enemy of them. And so we go in here. And this section is incomplete currently, but basically we knock on the door. Actually, no, we gotta go down here first, I think. We talk to Fume Bashir. He does a little bit of talking to us in tells, I guess. Maybe fellow tells. In any case, he's saying something. Here. There we go. So some of these Fumes, maybe talk to Fume Bashir first. So some of the Fumes are going to refuse their help, and some of the Fumes doesn't care why we come. Please go away. And we have to knock on every door basically, and some of the Fumes are going to try to fight us. And we're not going to want to... This Fume wants to fight us. And in the finalized version, they were going to be fairly threatening and only fight us for a little while, and we basically have to survive. And if we fought back at all, we would have to fight our way through the entirety of the encounter. Right, so here we are back at Fiametta. Whether we completed the Fume hallway aggressively or peacefully, we get this secret passphrase, which when we use it, opens the door. There's some guys fighting here. And killing them should open the next door. Come on through. This is sort of a barracks area. Kill the warden of the halls. These guys need to be attacking a little more. And there's a naked guy and some guy in sort of his pajamas. They're supposed to be coming out of this door here. The door should be open, but it's not. Attack this guy. And then we come down here. Oh, and this door should open, but it doesn't. Some socialites and just hanging out here next to the fountain, drinking wine. Kill them too. So it should open the next door. No, there's something wrong with the doors, but we're gonna kill these guys. Should open the next encounter. Guys. Right, this is where I mostly stopped. This was going to be a dining hall, sort of here's the commanders and such would be eating, and then there were going to be smaller tables for the just for the regular old knights. Some paintings on the wall. This was going to be a uh, Thrungus hallway up here. Since this is the experimentation ward, there was going to be sort of a Thrungus breakout from the wing where they were experimenting on Thrunguses, and it was going to have mushrooms and cobwebs and all sorts of interesting stuff in there. Was thinking about doing a bridge fight here, but was probably going to save that for a larger bridge, since it's not very big. And then I was going to have some interesting stuff going on with Etzelot. It was going to be Etzelot as the final boss, although we were going to run across the guy that Fiametta wanted revenge against first down here. That's sort of the FOP, the commander of the area. We were going to fight him, and he was going to teleport us down here into Etzelot's pit. There was going to be all sorts of interesting stuff going on down here. Hadn't fleshed it out entirely, but there was going to be levers and gas, and you were going to fill it up with water or something to kill Etzelot, rather than actually attacking Etzelot to kill him. So that is the experimentation ward.